Ever since the reveal of 1.6 units for Zenless Zone Zero, you guys know that I have been very adamant about my excitement for Trigger releasing this patch. This isn't just because she's an old boss squad member, but more so due to the future value she could bring for attackers. Well, I finally got the opportunity to perform some extensive testing with the character, and I wanted to provide you guys my overall impressions of her. Currently right now, I think Trigger's in a really good spot and will potentially be a mainstay stunner for a lot of units now and even more in the future. To help you guys understand why, we'll be going over how Trigger plays, if she truly brings a lot of value to the game, and if you should pull for her. Let's begin with how she plays. Trigger is an electric stunner that specializes in on-field support using the new Aftershock mechanic. When Aftershock hits an enemy, she increases the target's stun damage multiplier by 35% for 5 seconds outside and inside of stunned windows. How you're able to do this is through her unique resource known as Purge that is built through dealing damage with her hold basic attack, Silent Shot. Each shot from the basic attack accumulates 25 Purge up to a maximum of 100, allowing Trigger to provide her off-field support for her DPS. This is the main pull for Trigger and why so many players are excited for her, because she buffs the overall DPS output for attack units primarily while still building days at a considerable rate. Now the cool thing about Trigger is that there are levels to how strong her off-field stunning can be. At level 1, she has basic attack harmonizing shot, which consumes 3 points of purge and launches 1 harmonizing shot that deals electric damage considered aftershock damage whenever an on-field unit performs a basic attack, special attack, or quick assist every 3 seconds. At level 3, she has basic attack harmonizing shot Tartarus that activates whenever she performs an EX special attack or ultimate. This shot consumes 5 points of purge and launches harmonizing shot Tartarus, dealing electric damage considered aftershock damage while inflicting a large amount of days 2 times every 20 seconds. I label this shot as level 3 because it's substantially stronger than the original harmonizing shot, and I want that strength difference to be very clear. Then we have her EX special attack and her ultimate. Both of these abilities enters Trigger into coordinated support, which is a state that allows her to trigger basic attack harmonizing shot without consuming purge and with no cooldown restrictions. EX special attack Flash Burial grants 8 seconds of coordinated support and up to 4 triggers of harmonizing shot. Her ultimate Underworld Requiem grants 12 seconds of coordinated support and up to 6 triggers of harmonizing shot. Any attacks in her teammates kit will cause coordinated support to trigger, making this the most broken thing in her kit. You'll notice when using this skill, she builds a lot more stun and deals way more damage without using any of her unique resources. Like I stated in a previous video, I don't know who on the dev team thought this was okay for her to have, but I love that they did, because coordinated support alone makes Trigger such an amazing unit to have. And that's basically Trigger in a nutshell. How you play her is really simple. You build a purge meter for her level 1 shot and quick assist into your teammate for them to perform their rotation. You then switch back into her to perform her EX special or ultimate, and then quick assist back into your teammate again. You can also just build purge and immediately go into her EX if she has the meter available, but honestly, that's all up to you. Everything about Trigger's kit is pretty simple and automated to a degree, making it seem like she's a boring unit to play, but in actuality, I think the way she provides off-field support is a lot more active than I expected. This is because at some point you are going to have to switch back on field to restore her resources, and the dev team included some key things in her kit that reward you for playing her a bit more on field from time to time. For instance, the days multipliers on her defensive assists are pretty good, making it a solid option to switch into her to take advantage of those values. Her multipliers on her basic attack 3 and 4 are really high as well, and you can easily transition into them from her defensive assist, quick assist, EX special, and her ultimate. Having this added strength to her kit rewards players for having her on field a bit more, and I love this about her because I think the game is a lot more fun when we actually have control over our unit's actions. Now, when looking back on all of this and pairing it with her performance, I believe Trigger brings a lot of value to the table for players that are investing into the attacker class. This is because Trigger is a flexible enough unit that brings value to all attack units, no matter if they are heavy on field or not. The performance on each team will differ, and Trigger definitely favors heavy on field characters a lot more, but similar to Qingyi, her buffs provide enough universal support that a lot of characters can take advantage of it to some degree, which is good. She also works well with some anomaly characters too, due to how little field time she takes up and the fact that that anomaly units can take advantage of the stun damage multiplier buffs as well. The difference between attack and anomaly units though is that anomaly characters don't need this buff, but they are thankful for it if you provide it. Overall, I think it's super smart for the devs to continue to provide us support characters that work with so many units in different ways, because it allows players to play the teams that they would like in an effective manner. Like, even though Trigger is definitely not a part of Soldier 11's best teams, it works well enough that I'll be running it just because I like their dynamic and how they flow with one another. I also forgot to mention that Trigger's value not only comes from her stunning capabilities, but also due to her damage output. This is because you're required to keep crit values in mind in order to take full advantage of her buffs, so she's kind of like Lucy, where you build her closer to a DPS unit. You mostly notice this when you see that her additional ability, Silver Lantern's Gaze, states that when her crit rate exceeds 40%, each 1% crit rate above this threshold increases her days dealt by Aftershock by 1.5%, up to a maximum increase of 75%. This means that her buff caps at a 90% crit rate, which is absurdly higher than what any other stunner wants in the game, and because of this, Trigger is able to provide a substantial amount of DPS that directly impacts clear performances for her team. Now, if this doesn't show you the value of this character, then I don't know what will. But I will say that the character isn't perfect. Like I said before, Trigger will work with a lot of units, but she's only a few characters' best in slot option, which is fine. A character doesn't need to be the best in slot to be good, and we know this because we can look at a unit like Caesar. She's very flexible and works on a lot of teams, but she's hardly any unit's best option, even though she's rated as a top tier support. Trigger is pretty much the same. Trigger also has another potential con I'm seeing, where she's a little reliant on her W engine due to it being the only stunner engine that offers crit rate. Without it, you will notice a difference in her performance, but not to a degree that I think you need her engine if you plan to pull for her. There are still great alternative options for you to take advantage of, so keep that in mind. Lastly, she doesn't deal with mob content as well as I thought she would. This is something that I was hoping she was going to excel at, but when clearing Shiyu with her in the test servers, I noticed that her grouping capabilities weren't as strong as I'd hoped. It's not terrible, but I do wish it was at least on a similar level to Qing Yi's. Other than that, Trigger is a phenomenal unit coming to the game. If you're someone that is looking for a new stun unit to pick up, then Trigger is definitely a character that you should consider. She primarily works best with units like Soldier Zero Ambi, Ellen, and Miyabi, but she can provide value for a lot of other DPS units in the game as well. She's a unit that's very easy to pick up and has a lot of flexibility with the type of teams you can run with her. Currently, I love how she feels in double stun comps, and she works amazing in our traditional stun support DPS comps too. She's definitely not a must-pull unit, as we are now getting to a point in the game's life where players can pick what meta they want to invest into. If you love anomaly characters and their team synergies, then pulling Trigger would just be a bonus, not a necessity. If you love attack meta, then she holds value there, but I would say the only limited units that currently needs her at the moment is Soldier Zero Ambi. All of the other attack units are fine without her, as they have other great options from the other current stunners we have available, so don't be pressured into thinking that you need to pull for Trigger. She's great and I highly recommend her, but if you don't want her, then don't sweat it. We have a lot of future agents coming into the game that you can invest those polychromes into. And those are my impressions on Trigger. She's a top tier stunner that's going to be considered one of the best in the game. Her playstyle sets her apart from the rest of the cast, making her not only unique, but a viable option for a lot of agents. So if you're someone that's been looking forward to her, get excited because she's reporting for duty really soon. But it's everything that I have for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new, join a Discord if you haven't yet, and become a part of Soul Society family. And always remember to believe in you that believes in yourself. I'll see you guys in the next one.